Welcome! I do like The Simpsons, and I've been slowly but surely playing through all the Simpsons games as of late. Which brings me to today's video. I finally picked up and played The Simpsons Skateboarding. Now, as we all know, The Simpsons has never been afraid to parody things. In fact, some of their best shows, like the Treehouse of Horrors, are parodies and their own slant, let's say, on popular things. And it's far from unusual for a licensed game to go with a style that already exists. They go with what they feel will fit their particular style best. For example, Alias is a spy series, so they made a spy game. Well, The Simpsons had a go in a few different ones. Obviously there was the crazy taxi clone of The Simpsons Road Rage. That's an upcoming video. We've had the WWF copying Simpsons Wrestling, the GTA-esque Hit and Run. So this time, they decided to copy Tony Hawk.
Hey, are you skateboarding legend Tony Hawk?
That's what my business cards say.
Let's have a play and see if they pulled it off. So as you go through with this, you can play as any of four. You can either be Bart, Homer, Marge or Lisa. They've left Maggie off this one, which probably isn't a bad thing because a game where a baby constantly face plants on the floor might not go the best. I go with Bart because it seems to make most sense to me as the character, and also if you look through the different stats of the characters, Homer's jumping is rubbish, and if you try playing with him it does make it a lot more difficult. That said, as you play through the game you can increase the stats on your individual character who you're playing as well as unlock some others. But be warned, these improvements only go to the character that you've improved with. So if you do change halfway through, for example, if you unlock Krusty or you decide you want to go from playing as Bart to Homer, you've got to start again improving the stats, which generally means starting off with the skill score from zero and all sorts. A bit repetitive, but unfortunately, repetitive is what this game's largely about. It released in November 2002, roughly a year after Road Rage. Whether you feel the style's as good or not is up to you. I think it's roughly on par. It gives different areas with a semi-open feel, so I suppose open zone would be the best one to go with there. The skill score, as you start with, is actually quite good fun, especially if you go into it as brand new to the game. You've got Principal Skinner, who's constantly berating you whenever you fall off or mess up, and it gets you to familiarise yourself with the way the game plays, different moves available, things like that. After completing Skill School, you then go into the open zones. You'll see me here in the first one, all representing different areas of Springfield, and I don't think it's done badly personally. You'll get Kent Brockman there as the commentator. Basically, he just calls out the name of the trick after you do it. And you will, if you fall over, for example, get repetitive things from your character. Bart constantly keeps saying my butt hurts because I'm not very good at this game and I fall off a lot, as you can probably see. And then we get into the nitty gritty. And this is not a lot that this game offers, if I'm perfectly honest. You can see what they've done. If anybody played the Tony Hawk games around this era, they've left it so you can explore around their zone of Springfield. Tony Hawk's, you could explore the areas you were in. You can unlock, actually, as well, secret areas, which is okay, it's not bad. But it's mainly just a big collectathon. You're given an arrow to go around and collect various different things. As you play through, they get slightly more difficult to collect. You have to do certain tricks to get to them, or jump certain heights to get to them as well. You'll even find as you play through, but you can only get to certain collectibles by taking a certain route and doing tricks to get there. A lot of it's jumping and grinding, which does at least give it a bit of a difficulty curve. The only other thing you'll find is you'll see a clock. If you collect this clock, you've got a limited amount of time to get over a certain amount of points. And of course, points are collected by performing different tricks, combos, things like that. The controls themselves, they're a little bit clunky, to be honest. I might just not be very good at the game. In fact, I know I'm not very good at the game. They didn't feel terrible, but they're very imprecise. I feel that for the type of game it is, they should have been improved upon at least some from what they are, because it makes performing tricks and getting to these collectibles by performing the tricks you have to unnecessarily frustrating. The biggest problem with this game is it's just not very entertaining, which is absolutely the wrong thing to be saying about The Simpsons. Let's face it, they've been going at this stage for over 30 years, they've got hundreds of episodes. I know there's a big opinion there about whether it's as good as it used to be and whether it should still be going, but it's still relatively entertaining to watch. The game should be entertaining to play, but I got bored really, really quickly. And that's just not what you want from any video game, especially a licensed game, which is already based on something that's already entertaining, supposedly. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the game showing its age, but now we expect more than just a simple collectathon. We expect a bit more depth, we expect a bit more variety with our games. But I'm someone who plays quite a lot of retro games, so I don't think that's the problem. I think generally, at least in my opinion, feel free to correct me in the comments, the biggest problem with this game is, it's dull. The novelty of pulling off the tricks wears off relatively quickly, and there's not a huge variety of them either. The areas are fun to explore for a while, but you get frustrated trying to get to the places you need to, because the controls are clunky, and no matter how you know you're pressing the right button at the right time, it's not registering it in time. This is just a bit of a cash grab. I like licensed games, they're a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I love The Simpsons, but the only good thing I can really say about this is, it's cheap. So if you wanted to complete your Simpsons set, leave it till last, and it won't cost you much to have it sitting on the shelf. Because I don't think you're going to be taking it out and playing it very often. So far, this is the worst Simpsons game I've played. We've gone through Wrestling, Hit and Run, which is obviously amazing, the Simpsons game, which I actually love as well. I've only got Road Rage left, and that's going to be coming in a week or two. So, at the minute, Simpsons Skateboarding is firmly in last place as the worst Simpson game I've played, and possibly one of the worst licensed games I've played. Will Road Rage be better or worse? Subscribe to find out, along with all the other usual stuff as well. Until next time, let me know. Do you think the Simpsons Skateboarding is as crap as I do? Or am I wrong? If you want to defend it, please feel free. There's no right or wrong answer. It's all about enjoying yourself when it comes to video games. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Ta-da!